Have you ever met someone who, without saying a single word, just completely changes the vibe of a room? There's this silent power at play, right? It goes way beyond just physical looks or some clever pickup line. It's this invisible but totally tangible force that makes certain people, well, unforgettable. That's magnetism. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and really dig into its secrets.
So let's get right to the heart of it. What is it that makes someone truly, genuinely unforgettable? The secret isn't in what a person does. It's in who they fundamentally are. It's all about this powerful, unspoken energy they seem to contain and project, almost without any effort at all.
Okay, let's put these two things side by side, because they're worlds apart. On one hand, you've got superficial charm. That's all about learned scripts, trying to get approval. But deep magnetism, that's the complete opposite. It comes from a quiet, silent presence, a contained energy. It's about radiating this inner fullness that just doesn't need anyone else's validation. It's really the difference between trying so hard to be seen and simply being impossible to ignore.
Now, this whole idea, this isn't some new age self-help trend. Not at all. In fact, it's an ancient secret. It's a kind of wisdom that's been understood and explored by cultures all over the world for thousands of years. This power has always been seen as a core part of what makes us human. Just look at this incredible historical thread. The ancient Egyptians, they called it the Ka, this vital life force that gave pharaohs their commanding aura. The Greeks talked about Eros, a kind of divine inner fire. In Tantra, it's Kundalini, this powerful sexual energy that's transformed into a higher state of consciousness. Even alchemists were onto it with the Kanyunchio, the creative spark you get from uniting opposites. And then you jump to modern psychology, and Carl Jung is talking about the integrated self, where you gain this incredible depth by embracing all parts of yourself, the good and the shadow parts. So all these ancient traditions, they're all pointing to one core principle, one single idea that is the absolute bedrock of attraction. And that idea, it's the power of containment. It's about what you hold back, not what you just give away. And here it is. This is the crucial point. Real, deep attraction doesn't come from putting everything on display at once. It's born from the depth, the mystery, and the power of what you hold within yourself. So, what exactly is containment? Well, think of it as the art of holding on to your vital energy, all your desires, your impulses, without needing to act on them right away. Now, this is so important. This isn't about repressing your feelings. It's about mastering them. You're building up this internal pressure, this tension, that just radiates outward as an undeniable magnetic field. Here's a perfect way to think about it. An empty cup, right? No matter how fancy it is, it doesn't really create desire. But a full glass of wine? Oh, that creates fascination, anticipation, before you even take a single sip. Your presence is the cup, but your contained inner energy, that's the wine that makes you magnetic.
And let's build on that with another powerful image. The real power isn't in the arrow after it's been shot. It's in the tensed bow. All that energy, all that potential, all that anticipation is held right there in that moment of tension. That powerful pause right before the release, that is magnetism.
Okay, so we get containment, it's the foundation. Now let's explore the real alchemy of attraction, the more subtle, almost paradoxical things that build on this and create that truly compelling magnetic field. This is where it gets really interesting.
These are kind of like the unspoken rules that are always working under the surface. For example, a strategic absence can actually make you more present in someone's mind than constantly being there ever could. See, the human mind is just drawn to mystery, to that unfinished story it can't stop thinking about. It's also about synchronizing, matching someone's energy rather than just steamrolling them with your own. And it's that calm, self-possessed presence that really awakens a primal attraction, way more than any kind of urgent, needy behavior ever will.
This chart just makes it so clear, doesn't it? The common approach is what we'd call loud. It has to fill every silence, it's always trying to impress, it reveals everything. But the magnetic approach, it's the total opposite. It commands the silence, it radiates self-possession, and it understands the incredible power of suggesting so much more than is ever actually shown. So what does all this boil down to? What's the goal here? It's really one core idea. Magnetism is not a collection of tricks you perform. The ultimate goal is to become a coherent, integrated whole. It's the result of your inner world and your outer expression finally becoming one. and that creates an aura of authenticity and depth that is just undeniable. All right, we've covered the what and the why. Now, let's get to the how, because this isn't just some abstract concept, it's a practice. These are the actual actionable steps you can start taking to cultivate this energy inside yourself. So let's walk through this practice. It all starts with cultivating inner silence, just quieting that mental chaos that projects neediness. Next, you integrate your shadow. And what that means is you acknowledge your fears, your hidden desires, and that's how you gain real depth. Then it's about mastering presence. When you're with someone, be fully there. No distractions. You got to contain your vital energy instead of just wasting it impulsively. Embrace mystery. Leave a little something to the imagination. And finally, practice authenticity, because at the end of the day, real magnetism just cannot be faked. And this brings us to the final and maybe most profound paradox of magnetism. The person who is actively trying to be irresistible isn't. The very act of chasing it pushes it further away. True magnetism is just a byproduct of self-sufficiency. It radiates naturally from the person who is whole and complete on their own, someone who doesn't need to be anything for anyone else. Just let that sink in for a minute. This isn't about filling some void or getting something from another person. Irresistibility is born from a state of inner abundance. It's the silent message that says, I am full, I don't need anything, and that is what people are unconsciously drawn to, that feeling of completeness. And this is the ultimate takeaway. The entire journey of becoming magnetic isn't some external mission to win people over. It's an internal process of mastering yourself. Your magnetism is simply the external echo of that private inner victory. So I'll leave you with this question. Magnetism isn't something you go out and find. It's a latent energy that's already inside all of us, just waiting to be awakened. So the real question isn't, how do I get it? It's, what power am I ready to awaken within myself?